Hey guys, it's been a while and we have been hibernating in the house where we're taking care of, but currently we are at Wet Rhino getting some work done, and what is long overdue and promised is this Q&A. So we're gonna start. You guys sent some awesome questions in and they were both on YouTube and on Instagram, so we'll answer those now and get back to you. Not all heroes wear capes, but my husband is one. Okay, you ready for questions? Question number 1. What is your pet peeve?
Late.
I thought there were no delays in the kingdom.
There is when you're not doing kingdom work.
Okay guys, my biggest pet peeve is chewing with your mouth open, sneezing without covering your mouth, and having to repeat myself when it comes to cleanliness. I'm a little strict on cleaning. Okay family, after doing a couple hours of work, now we're in the car on the way home to give the puppy the pill that it needs, so we'll answer another question. The next question you asked was, what was the biggest surprise in your marriage? Derek?
I'd say the biggest surprise was, for me, figuring out how quickly we were able to become like best friends in the short amount of time that we had. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yes.
In 8 months we became best friends.
I think the biggest surprise for me was in the good side, something very similar, like how much fun I would have, like how much I laugh. Like Derek is the person that probably makes me like laugh, cry the most, and that he gets the craziest, like most fun version of Ivanna. I think in a side that is challenging is it's showing me, and I've mentioned this before, but my marriage has shown me the areas that I need to be more dependent on Christ and the places where I'm being sanctified. And I'm like, wow, needed that. So marriage is a sanctifying process sent from God. You agree?
I agree.
Emily, we're back home and I want to introduce you to our roommates. This is Samson. We call him Sam. And little Ginger. Hey Gingy, you say hi? She's shy. And our other roommate, but she's more like our placemate because she doesn't live with us. Also, neither of them sleep with us. I don't like sleeping with dogs. Come here, Sadie. Sit. There's a Sadie girl. Good girl. So that is who we're currently taking care of for the next couple months. And we're in the house where we're staying. It's a lot of fun. A lot of space. Okay, babe. Biggest that's God moment recently in your life?
We got gifted a motorhome. What about you?
The most recent or the biggest?
I don't know what's the same.
Well, biggest is somebody paid off our wedding.
Facts.
That was insane. Praise God, because we could not afford it. Most recent was definitely end of year. The Lord was there. Sorry guys, we just had a dinner and so we didn't film anything, but we're back in the car for question number 3 or 4. Baby, the question is, what's your favorite thing about your wife?
Her laugh.
What's my laugh like?
It's ever developing. It's always different, but it always gets me happy and excited.
Well, y'all didn't ask me that, so thank you for asking. Derek's not feeling well, but I'm about to take a shower and then we're gonna podcast. Here we go. Okay guys, all out and ready to film.
All right, baby. Quick question. The viewers want to know, are we going to be doing mobile ministry with the camper, or is the camper going to be stationary and our ministry is going to be stationary?
I wish I knew. So until we get the green light from God pretty much to go and roam around, then I guess we're stationary. And then we keep doing online ministry how we've been doing. But once we get the green light, then we will start traveling. Now,
The plan is to eventually do mobile ministry, but we also have to renovate it. So while it's stationary and being fixed up, we are going to still do ministry. So technically it'll be stationary and then mobile. That is the final product.
Hey
Okay.
guys, so the truth is I get really hangry and it's hard for me to film when we're waiting. And Derek has lip gloss on his forehead.
Oh, what? I have what on my forehead?
Lip gloss. Another question. How long were you two together before marriage?
7 months?
From April 22nd to November 11th.
7 months.
7 months. We were engaged 4 months in. He told me I was his wife 3 days in. If you have not seen the How We Met, then check out the link below so you can check it out. Did you ever get concerned you were marrying the wrong person, and how did you trust God in the process? You go first. Did you ever think I was the wrong person?
No, I often thought I was the wrong person.
Babe, why?
Because we were just so polar opposite
We still are.
on all spectrums. I think there was a lie in my mind that there was no way that we would be able to be together and be a successful kingdom marriage. So it was more me. It was me, not you.
I think for me, I had a lot of fear of like missing God.
Chin strap.
Yes, chin strap. If you want to know about the chin strap, also check out part 2 of how we almost broke up. Like our how we met,
Podcast,
and then it's
yeah.
how we almost broke up. And so I had a lot of fear of like missing God's will for my life. And so although I knew he was a man of God and he was awesome and I was attracted to him, I was scared to pick the wrong person. How did I deal with that? I got before the Lord, and eventually he taught me I was a daughter and I could make a choice. And so that gave me a lot of freedom. And I think my friend Ashley told me this, but she was like, if God tells you like he's your husband, then every time you get mad at him, you're gonna be mad at God, like you picked him out for me. But when you actually make a choice for yourself, then you can remind yourself, I made a choice and that's why I'm here, so I'm gonna continue to choose him. Good?
It's good.
Okay guys, we've moved outside after reading the Bible for like
70 hours.
I don't know how long it was, but we're trying to read the Bible in the New Testament in 30 days, so it's like a mini shred.
It's 9 chapters a day, starting on the 1st. So right now should be done with Luke 1.
But we're not, so we're catching up, and so we're about to have some nachos and answer another question. We're currently getting some sun because it's been a little cold the past couple days, and Derek is still healing from the clip I showed you today. So the next question, and these were 2 from our YouTube, but they kind of play into each other, is I'm a teenage Christian girl and I'm waiting till marriage, but I want to know if kissing is allowed while dating and how Christian dating should be in general. Derek?
Fun. Oh, wow. Dating advice is really hard to do. If you feel led to keep yourself free from any physical intimacy until you know, like, this person is going to be your husband.
And by that we mean like kissing, like obviously don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah. To build spiritual intimacy with each other when we got married. And we had to also pray a lot of prayers that you won't have to pray if you just wait.
Yeah.
You won't have to break soul ties. You won't have to, worry about just people knowing you in a way that only Christ should know you right now.
Yes.
So I encourage you to not kiss, but kissing is not bad, obviously.
But it can lead to other things. When it comes to dating, especially if you're a teenage girl, I would advise you to just hold off until you know that person is pursuing you like Christ and with intentions to marry you. Definitely stay away from premarital sex. I think if our situation would have been different and we wouldn't have been in the world, I would have wanted to save as much as I could for my husband from the very beginning. And not only for husband, but out of purity of the fact that the Lord is inside of me. And so my encouragement to you is sit with the Lord, remind yourself that he lives in you, and then be like, what am I comfortable with doing with him here? Because covenant marriage and covenant sex is great. And that kind of relates to our next question. Ivanna mentioned that you refused to kiss her before marriage. Was that hard for you, and how did you deal with this individually? Were there temptations, and were you able to still maintain intimacy? So I'll start with individually. It was actually really hard for me because my love language is physical touch, but I did want to respect that boundary of his, and I thought it would have been good. We did kiss a couple of times, which was not great because then it would feel like it would start the cycle of shame, and like it would open the door to other things, and then we'd have to come back under the Lord. How did we deal with this individually? I think I had to learn how to receive affection from him separate than just physical touch. Did we still maintain intimacy? Yes. I think we grew a lot in our friendship and in knowing each other when there wasn't the physical aspect.
In the beginning, God created, I had said it to her in the beginning that I didn't want to kiss her until the wedding, and I think that made it difficult for her because I think she might have had expectations of being like romantic in that way, and so it was hard for us. And then when we did kiss, it got hard for me because then I felt like I was going back against my own convictions, and so it sent me in a cycle of like shame and guilt. But when we kind of locked it down and we were like, listen, like we really do want to honor our convictions to not kiss until the wedding day, and I think that was like a 60-day period before the wedding. It like really transformed us. We stopped to believe in the lie that intimacy only came through the form of romantic expression. Like intimacy means into me see. You know, like I was letting Ivanna into places of my heart, of my mind, and we were growing deeper by doing those things instead of, you know, physically intertwining each other.
Am I able to poop when Derek is in the same house as me? The answer is I don't poop, so I never have to worry about that.
So I can't say that she does or doesn't.
I don't.
But I have no problem pooping in front of her.
Oh gosh, that is Derek's like #1 topic of conversation and entertainment.
Poop.
Expectations in marriage versus reality. The dogs are going crazy. I mentioned this before, but marriage is not to make you happy. And so I have to constantly remind myself that me being content and my joy is dependent on me, and that I don't live in a rom-com. There is nothing that he has to do in order to make me feel happy or content, but I need to be completely fulfilled in seeking the Lord so that whatever he does overflows. Sometimes because of the movies that we watch, we can often think that marriage is supposed to look a certain way, but actually it's a beautiful ministry in order to make you look like Christ.
The Lord deposited a lot of identity in me. And so I thought that I would wind up being with somebody that I fully could like understand, and that did not happen.
Elaborate.
I have to intentionally learn how to understand this beautiful woman because we're different in many ways.
Almost every way.
Yeah, almost every way.
Derek just got Crocs and he put them in sport mode while we're walking outside.
I did. Just to be sure, because you don't know what be in these parts sometimes. We in the woods.
We're not really in the woods. Even though I did see a dying animal right there. Okay, so now having spoken about expectations, is marriage fun?
Yes. Is marriage fun? Yes. Sadie, what do you...
We absolutely laugh the most. Derek is my best friend, and he gets pretty much the craziest version of me, like most fun, dancing around, like, I don't know, I don't think a lot of people get to see what you get to see.
Yes, that is very true. But likewise.
Is it fun?
It is fun.
That doesn't sound convincing. The most challenging things about running a ministry together and our YouTube together.
Challenging?
Yes. And most fulfilling.
Well, I think the same thing is fulfilling and challenging. It's bringing two visions together. I obviously, like the Bible says, that we only see in part and prophesy in part. And so whatever vision I had for the ministry, whatever vision I had for media, was only one half of the part, and Ivanna had the other half. And so it's frustrating because we have to figure out how to blend them, but it's also really exciting because like they're being blended and something brand new is coming out of it.
I think for me, some of the hardest things is Derek had GSMF from before we were married. And so there's a lot of things that he's had on his heart for a really long time that I'm walking into growing and doing. And I think we also have very different workflows. I work very fast. I want to like film this, edit this, and like have it uploaded today. Derek works at a slower pace, and I like that's okay, but that's just how we are. And I think Til Kingdom Come is like my baby because we started it together, and so jumping into God Set Me Free was more like learning the ropes rather than I get like total creative freedom when it comes to Til Kingdom Come. Do a speed round of questions to some that you guys have asked us in person on my personal Instagram and here. So who's more jealous? Who cleans the most? Who cooks the most?
That's because you cook fast.
Who handles the finances? How do you guys make money?
Donations.
We do. We rely on both God and the body in order to be able to do all the things that we do. What do we do on a normal day?
On a typical day, when both of us are feeling really healthy, we will spend our mornings with the Lord. She'll work out.
Yes.
And then we will either head to a prayer set and minister to the Lord, or head to a coffee shop where we get to work, whether it be like virtual meetings or discipleship.
Derek might be writing his book, or we're working on the premarital curriculum. I feel like we work 24/7, you know, and that's something that we definitely need to adjust.
I make it a part of our relationship to be available. That's the part of us being in the public eye, you know, even a few hours a day, just whether it's a coffee shop or a place to eat or something, just making ourselves available to like reach the lost. And you know, it's a big part of my life to see the lost saved, and I have so many wonderful testimonies of, you know, sitting at a coffee shop and watching the Lord really do beautiful things. And so we make it a part to just get out.
What is our next ministry opportunity?
San Diego.
Yep, we'll be at the San Diego Prayer House on January 21st. If you're there or around, come and visit us. We'd love to hang out with you. We'll be leading some prayer sets and be there with a couple of our lovely friends. And so I think that's it for now. This was a good Q&A. I feel like you guys got to know us a lot. And now we're gonna go podcast. Finally, yay! We love you guys. We'll see you next week.